Hello and welcome to the Insecure Chef. I'm here with Regina today on this late spring beautiful day, and I've been dying to have fried chicken. So today that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing my own combination of spices for a rather spicy fried chicken, and I'm going to be cooking it in the Ninja Foodi. I'll be air frying it. Now for those of you who are getting ready to turn off because you don't have an air fryer or you don't like an air fryer, you certainly can take this entire recipe right down to the last step and then deep fry it. It'll work just as well. However, today I'll be doing it with the air fryer. So I've got 5 pieces of chicken here. Today I'll be using the chicken legs. And first thing I'm going to do is to dry them as best I can. Putting them in a pat here with paper towel. Just getting the excess moisture off them. Roll them around a little bit, like that. All right, and don't forget you're dealing with raw chicken, so dispose of anything you're using properly. All right, I'll be getting rid of this here. And now what I have already done, and you'll see here, is I prepared the first of the spices I'll be using. And as you can see right here, I've got smoked paprika, I've got onion powder, I've got garlic powder, I've got kosher salt, and I've got black pepper. Each one of those, for this amount of chicken, I use 1 tablespoon each, but as always, the recipe will be on the channel. So once I prepared those spices, I divided them into 2 individual equal parts, because I'm going to be using one initially and then one later on. So I'm going to put that one later on off to the side, and I'll be taking that momentarily. Now if we move over here, I'm going to be making the buttermilk portion of the batter, and I'm taking approximately 1/4 cup of hot pepper sauce. In this case, it's Tabasco. Now, if 1/4 cup sounds too much, use 1/8. If you guys like it much spicier, use more. That's your call, but I think 1/4 cup should come out pretty nice for a good spicy chicken. With that, I've got some fresh buttermilk here, and I'm going to pour in here 1.5 cups of buttermilk. Going in right now, 1.5 cups. Okay, there's the 1.5 cups. And to that, I'm going to be adding that 1/4 cup of hot sauce. Again, I'm using Tabasco. You can use Frank's hot sauce or whatever is local in your area. So that's going in there now. All right. We'll give that a nice little stir. Gives it that nice color. All right. And to that now I'm going to add half of that seasoning that we spoke about earlier. I'm going to be using this half here. The other half is reserved. I'll be putting that in now. And we'll give that a good stir as well. So let's get that in there. Now buttermilk sticks, so you want to make sure you've given it a good mix to get it all dispersed throughout the liquid. All right, it's going in there very nicely. Smells like chicken. Okay. Alrighty. All right, that looks pretty good. I'll just put this over here for the moment. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour that buttermilk mixture into a nice big Ziploc bag or any other sturdy plastic bag that has a good closing top. So I'm going to pour that in the bag. Try not to spill it out. It's always one of my, let me work on this. Let me work on this over here. I should have thought of a better way when I came up with this.
It's a little tricky.
A little tricky. Alrighty, there we go. Once I got it in the bag, I knew I was safe. Alrighty. Alright, hopefully that's good enough. Alright, let's come back over here. And I'm going to then put the chicken that we just dried a little while ago in the bag. I'll be taking those chicken pieces in here now. In this case, I've got 5 legs here. This is about 2 pounds. So if you're going to scale this recipe up or down, adjust the components accordingly. The truth be said is you can never have, too much liquid. Let me wash my hands quickly. You really can't have too much liquid because excess is fine. You'll be throwing some of it away, but that's okay. You don't want not enough. That wouldn't be a good thing to do. So I'm now going to close this bag up. Make sure it's sealed. Then I'm going to give it a good toss around a little bit. You can see the buttermilk already doing the coating work. Okay. All right, with that said, I'm going to put this in the refrigerator. 1 hour minimum, 2 hours much better. Overnight's fine as well. In my case, I'll probably be doing it for 2 hours. So I'll be getting this in the refrigerator, and when that time period's up, we'll be back. All right, we're back. 2 hours have passed, and the chicken is going to be coming out of the refrigerator shortly. But we're going to come back down here now for the second part. I'm going to make up the batter portion, or the coating portion, rather, I should say. Here in this measuring cup, I have mixed together the flour, the cornstarch, and the baking soda. As you see here, it's already been mixed. The quantities, of course, are on the site. Now I'm going to be dumping that into this big bowl here, like so. And if you recall at the top of the video, we had saved the other half of the spices. Okay, so that's going to go in there now. All right. And I'm going to whisk that in and get it nice and dispersed. And this will become the coating for that chicken that we'll be taking out of the refrigerator shortly. Now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking out the chicken, dipping it in here, rolling it around, and placing it on that tray you see there. And when those 5 pieces are done, I'm then going to take the coated chicken, put it back in the liquid that was in the bag, and then I'm going to coat it a second time. And once that happens, then we will head over to the Foodi. All right, let me just to get things going just a moment. I'll be right back, don't go away. I'm going to preheat the Ninja Foodi right now. We'll get over here with more details shortly. I'm going to preheat it at 360 degrees. Okay, let me get this down to 360. Right, okay. So I'm just going to let that get started so that when we come over here, we'll be ready to go. Okay, let me go get the chicken, and we'll start the process of coating these chicken legs. All right, here we are there. Okay, so it's important that I save the liquid that's in there because, as I said, I'm going to do a double coat. So I'm going to try my very best not to spill any of it. All right. So I don't know any simpler way other than to use my hands. So that's what's going to happen. I'm going to take out the chicken. I'm going to let as much as I can get off, and I'm going to roll it around here in the batter. Like so. All right. Shake off the excess. I'm going to temporarily put that there. And now I'm going to reach in and grab the second one. And we'll do this now for all 5 pieces. I guess I could have took a break, but I don't know. Maybe you'd rather hear my charming voice. I'm not sure. I'll work as quickly as I can. As I said, this is a mixture of all-purpose flour, cornstarch, and the baking powder. Like that. Yeah, let me get them both in there. Again, saving that liquid. Alrighty. Looking pretty decent there. Okay. Now I'm going to go back to the first one that I had. I'm going to put it back in the liquid, get it coated again, and then one more time. I think you can see where I'm heading with this. Now I believe I made enough for the 5 legs. You know what? Let me just do a quick rinse here, make it a little bit easier for me. That's the Foodi here in the back heating up. Okay, there we go. What light did I do, babe? I did that one, right? All right, so this has got to go back in here, get it a little wet, like so, and then you're going to get it coated again. There we go. Let's get a couple of them in there. We can move along. All right. That's in there. And that's in there. You can smell those spices, I'll tell you that much.
I can smell them.
All right. All right. And now just one more to go. Obviously, if you have a lot more chicken, you just make more of this breading. As I said, very simple to make. Okay, I'm just going to look around and see if anything needs to be extra coated. I don't know, what do you think, babe?
No, I think they
They
look
like
well
they're
coated.
thoroughly coated?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Okay, one more rinse of my hands. Yeah, this batter is definitely coating things.
Sticky.
Coating my hand very nicely. Now that's the buttermilk, of course. Alright. Let's look at you go. Alright. So I've been letting the Foodi heat up. Now at this stage, as I mentioned at the top, if you would prefer to do it more conventionally, you can certainly at this point just let this sit just maybe a few more minutes, and then you can certainly begin to do a deep fryer if that's your desire. But we're going to try it today in air fryer, see how it comes out. I'm just stalling right now for time to let the Foodi heat up a little bit. I've got it set for 360 degrees Fahrenheit, and my intention here is to probably cook it for as much as 20 minutes, flipping it around maybe halfway through. And as always with these kind of fried things, you got two aspects you have to concern yourself with. One, of course, is the internal temperature, 165 for the chicken. So you want to make sure that you certainly got there down near the bone without touching the bone when you take the measurement. And appearance as well. You'd like to get it to that crispy color that you like so much. So with that said, why don't we move over to the Foodi side. Alright. I'm going to open it now, place the chicken in, reset the temperature to about 20 minutes, and then we'll let it go. So, probably should move that a little more like that. Hopefully that'll open, yes. Okay, so we're going to grab the chicken. We're going to place it now. I've got it in the trivet, as you can see, at the lower end. I'm not sure if I'll get all 5 in.
What do you think?
Well, if I get 4, I get 4.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. You can always do a second batch. Certainly, if you're going to do this method and you do have a lot more chicken, then you'll just do it in batches, the same way you would have done it with the deep fryer. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to close the lid now. I'm going to reset the temperature to about 20 minutes.
That's the time.
I'm sorry.
You said
temperature. Temperature is 360 and setting the time at 20, and there it goes. So we'll be back about 10 minutes from now. We'll take a look and see how it's doing. Okay, we're back. If you look at the Foodi here, you'll see now that there's a little under 5 minutes left. Now, what I did, there was a number of things I did off camera. Number one is I increased the time by 5 minutes. Remember at the top I started at 20, and I also pointed out that was an estimate. So it looks like it's going to take about 25 or 26 minutes. The second thing I did is I moved them around a bit at the 10-minute mark, and I spritzed them with extra virgin olive oil. You can use any high temperature oil you like, avocado oil or whatever. Give it a little spritz to help get that nice color we all love. Okay, so the other thing I probably forgot to mention to you at the top is just prior to putting the chicken onto the rack, I sprayed the rack with olive oil so that the batter wouldn't, hopefully wouldn't stick too much to the trivet. So we're going to open this up now, take a look at it. I'm going to hit the stop button, and we're going to look inside and see what we think. Okay, Red? All right. I think that's looking pretty good.
They look great. Yep.
They look very well. And as I said, I would love to take one out and eat, but I can hear them still sizzling right now, so that really wouldn't be practical. But I think that gives you a good indication of how they're going to be, and you can tell they're going to be crunchy. So, with that said, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope if you try this, it works out. If you got any suggestions on how to maybe handle it a little easier, I'd appreciate it. Anytime you're working with batters, sometimes it can get a little messy. Nonetheless, we've cleaned the kitchen, and that wasn't a big deal. So, from my lovely wife, Regina.
Have a wonderful night.
And from the Insecure Chef, again, my name is Al. Please ask all your friends and neighbors to take a look, see what we're doing here. We're still driving towards that 1,000 mark. We're around 720 now, perhaps. We're still a ways off, but we're working for it. So, from the Insecure Chef, have a great day. Enjoy the meal. Bon appetit.